Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Raymond Wolfgang, and this is more of a big picture look at not just systems engineering but a technical endeavor. This goes way at the high level, but understanding this big picture will help you see where the different pieces fit together and hopefully just touch on even some non-technical aspects that as I've incorporated them in later life and the recent career, have really helped, not only helped my career, but helped kind of get me through some tough times. Because it is not easy being a systems engineer all the time, as you may know. But if you're just starting out, you made the right decision watching this because you're just going to get that head start. Now, when we start with the big question, why are we here? Okay, well, we're here, as you might have seen in some other tips, we have a request from a customer, we want to produce a product, but from there, we have certain technical goals, certain requirements, but more than that, there's a job we need to do. We're here to perform a certain work. Maybe it's on the engineering side, maybe it's project management. You could be a line manager. I've recently transferred in to supervise systems engineers, and the goal there is to perform line management duties, bring leadership, adjudicate arguments, which happens all the time, and of course there's some non-glorious aspects of being a line manager, which you're probably familiar with as well. But those are important works. Those are important goals. So if I like to ask myself this question from time to time. So please, I would invite you to also ask, making sure, why am I here? And also, is this aligned with what I want to do with my life? The other part of this big picture is an ethical foundation. Now, we need to do our work ethically. I hope that goes without saying, but again, there have been times in my career where there have been some tough ethical decisions. Not every day, but if I have to give some engineering judgment and I need to give that honest opinion, even if it might not be popular. This is particularly true with cost and schedule. The temptation to be optimistic about how much it will really cost or how long it will really take, that can be tremendous. So this ethical foundation also comes into play when we're dealing with cost and schedule. Now, you might have heard something called lessons learned in a project. So lessons learned, that involves past mistakes on a program that we discovered, we did this wrong, or that was really not a good way to try and solve this one problem. So those, in a way, are blended into this ethical foundation, because it's our duty, once we learn a lesson, to not charge the customer to learn it twice and then learn it a third time. So these two are very related. Lessons learned can be very freeing. It just saves us from making the same mistake twice and three times, and we can move on and just do more of what we're here to do. Go back to our goals. For me, for a long time, that was just get the engineering work done and work my craft. Now, the third part of this is a positive attitude. Now, we're broaching into perhaps an inspirational speaker, but part of it, I do want to inspire you to, choose just looking at the glass as half full. As engineers, I know for myself, I'd like to scan the horizon for doom. That was what I did. I prided myself on finding problems. Okay, well, let's see, there's a role for that, but it will only get you so far. To some extent, people don't want to hear about problem after problem after problem without coming with a solution and how you're working to fix it. And it's a good thing that you caught this problem early. So it makes all the difference, particularly if I'm interacting with management. They don't want to hear a lot of people complain. Enough people complain to your manager. They do not need you piling it on unless it's something quite serious. There's a corporate violation. We're getting into the ethics of it all. Certainly any criminal activity needs to be reported. So I'm not counting that. But just general complaints about other people, about being underfunded. Most projects are underfunded. So they don't want to hear it. So it's this positive attitude that can just really help. And I'll go one step further. I've been looking at some Tony Robbins products, and he talks about state, maintaining your physiological and emotional state. And by doing that, I could come into meetings just with a solution-focused attitude. And sure enough, even if I don't come up with a solution, maybe I'll jog someone else's memory about a solution they had. And it'll really, at the end of the day, people are glad I'm at the meeting, and it's a contribution, which is what I'm there to do anyhow. This took me a little while to get used to. I really had to develop, my attitude, the right mindset, the right state, but it's really paid off because I just have that yes, it can be done focus. Now, it doesn't mean to just be Pollyanna or dishonest. I mean, I still need to be honest. We still need to bring our opinions, but just with an attitude of, there is a way, instead of, we're hosed and it's just a disaster. So I invite you to really concentrate on this. There's a lot of material out there that from other speakers. You reach out to me, I can give you some personal recommendations that I like. The concept of state I did get from Tony Robbins, but it involves the mindset, involves our approach, and just it is a personal choice of how we show up. Point blank, All this leads to hope is not an effective strategy. So to do all this, to focus on goals, focus on ethics, blended lessons learned, to choose our state. We can't just hope it happens. We have to engage, and again, in personal choice, we have to choose to do this and plan for it as well. Proper planning is an ethical behavior. So I encourage you not to just sort of toss up your hands and hope it works out. We don't want to be on the team that just sort of surrenders. So keep hope, but don't let it be a strategy. A positive attitude with an ethical foundation, and then with a realization of why are we here? What's our outcome? What are our goals? That's going to focus our efforts. It'll help you succeed at your engineering job, but also your career, and it'll be a lot easier to walk through life with just a little bit of a positive attitude. So message me below if you're interested in learning more. If you like this tip, reach out to me directly. But leaving a message is the best way to leave your comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next tip.